Lady Cyanide gave every man she fucked a god complex and a presidential suite in hell. She left hickeys that stunk of bitter almonds, and dressed for battle in hydrogen and sodium. She said she was all gold mining and apple cores, but when that smirking French soldier slipped his bayonet between her lips, he may as well have tattooed an unmarked grave across her forehead. The spies who loved her didn't help. They carried her in heart-shaped lockets and cocaine-encrusted rings, pried from the fingers of very important people. They taught her all about aliases, and she had a few. Picasso's Revenge, Suicide Pill, Cyclone B. In Russia, they called her the Ice Queen. Rasputin loved her like a tabloid headline. The immortal monk, the unbeatable weapon, the sweet wine that neutralized her venom and saved his life. Meanwhile, somewhere in New England, one Colonel Mustard laid under a billiards table with bitter almonds and wine on his breath, a lead pipe clutched in his cold fist, and Mrs. Peacock on his lips. In Texas, the border guards sent her to sweet-talk the lice out of Mexican immigrants' clothing. She sat by their bedsides for the rest of their lives and squeezed the air from what was left of their lungs. They were the ones who called her the Blue Angel. But Heinrich was her first, and he didn't call her anything. He called himself a painter, but everyone knew he was really an alchemist. He mixed iron oxide and potassium carbonate with his own dried blood, and he made the world's first artificial pigment. He found blue when he was looking for red, so he didn't call her at all. If he had, she might never have met Adolf Hitler. It was love at first sight, the failed painter and the toxic muse. His lips trembled when he said her name, Zyklon B. He built her mass graves like heart-shaped galleries. She taught him that he was a real artist. What they did in the gas chambers and on the battlefields could not be described in the language of brushstrokes and artificial pigments. Their love was an apocalyptic tribute to the limits of paint. Fitting that he died with her on his tongue. They say he put the gun to his head so he'd die before he stopped kissing her. They like to think that. Jonestown was just a rebound. Nothing more. There was no art in it. Jim Jones was just another man who held salvation like a Phillips screwdriver and reached out to people who thought they were broken. Nothing more. The bodies fell like snow. The technique left her cold. She still comes around, walking into another sunset, another battlefield, another gallery littered with collapsed lungs and patriotic manifestos. There will always be another convoluted reason for art school dropouts to get drunk on power and choke the oxygen out of human beings. There will always be another man.